All right, it's that time to look at 5 players to watch going into this week's games, and we start alphabetically as we do every single week, and we start at Union with their fantastic junior, A.J. Green. He's a running back, he's a cornerback, but he's an absolute athlete for the Redskins, as every single time he steps on the field, he's one of the fastest players on the field. And Union, obviously, offensively, they want to get back to what they were able to do in week 0, as Green almost ran for 200 yards in his week 0 appearance against Mansfield Lake Ridge, but he's going up against a Jinx team that defensively is very hungry and very irritated after giving up 57 points to Bixby last week. But we saw what Bixby was able to do. That speed and space really hurt the Trojans. A.J. Green, if he gets into the open field, we might see a performance much like week 0, as he had a great game against Mansfield Lake Ridge. He'll look to do so and kind of etch his name into the lore in this Jinx Union rivalry as a big-time performer in the Backyard Bowl. Our next player to watch is a guy who we've already mentioned on this list already this season, but he's having a great year, and we have to mention him again. Lincoln Christian quarterback Chayse Rickey. A great senior season so far. We expected nothing less coming into his senior year. He was great as a sophomore. He was even better and more efficient as a junior. And so far this year as a senior, he's been flat out dominant. And now what's going to happen as he goes against one of the best defenses in the state, going up against Vian? Ricke, he's made quick work of his opponents so far, but I think he might have to play all 4 quarters this week as he takes on a Vian team, which I've made no secret about how I feel about this defense. I think it's one of the best in the state, regardless of class, but he's definitely a player to watch. He's going to be a big reason for the result in this game with Lincoln Christian and Vian, who ends up winning the game. If Rickey has another big-time performance, Lincoln Christian is probably going to be on their way to a big-time win over a really good Vian squad. Another player to watch, we stay in the rivalry games as Carl Albert taking on Del City. Carl Albert's junior running back Javion Hunt. He's been waiting for his time, and he actually got plenty of playing time in their overtime victory over Del City last year against the Eagles. Javion Hunt had a good game against Del City a season ago. He's looking forward to taking on his rival Eagles once again. And Javion Hunt has been an explosive playmaker for Carl Albert, but they've had Dadrian Rabbit Taylor at running back the last couple of years, so we haven't been able to see what Hunt can fully do as the guy at the running back spot, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does against Del City. He had a great game against the Eagles last year. Looking forward to seeing what he can do for an encore. Again, Carl Albert looking to extend their winning streak now to 38 consecutive games. Del City has a really good defense as well, especially that front 7. They have some guys that are going to be playing Division I football. They're going to try to do everything they can to slow down Javion Hunt of Carl Albert. Another player to watch is Claremore's Quentin Skinner, whether he's lining up at wide receiver, lining up at defensive back, or wherever he is on the field. He is really, when you look at this Claremore-Sapulpa matchup, Sapulpa has one of the best players in the matchup with quarterback Eli Williams, who's one of the fastest in the state, and there's not a lot of guys that are as athletic as Eli, except for Claremore's Quentin Skinner. I think that Quinton, while he's not as built as Eli is, he's just as athletic, he's just as fast. And so Quentin Skinner, if he's able to have a big game offensively, defensively, slow down Eli Williams and the Sapulpa offense, and then make some plays offensively, Claremore may be in for a big-time performance, not only from him, but as a team trying to knock off the Sapulpa Chieftains. And then our final player to watch is a guy who had a great week last week, and he's going to try to keep it rolling this week. Tuttle running back Tristan Truelove, as the Tigers have a huge test coming up on Friday night as they welcome in Plainview to Tuttle, Oklahoma. Tristan Truelove had a phenomenal game. I mentioned it earlier in our breakdown of the matchup itself. Tristan had 38 carries in the victory last week against Kingfisher. So look, if he has that type of workload again, expect Tuttle to be in a good position to win the football game, because they absolutely dominated Kingfisher. And if Truelove has that type of production again, whether it's 38 carries, he doesn't have to run for 275 yards or whatever he ended up with last week. But if they just control the ball and keep Plainview's offense off the field, they'll be in for some success on Friday night trying to get a big win over a really good Class 3A team. All right, as we move on here in the OKPreps Kickoff Show, those are 5 players to watch. Again, you can check us out every single week, and we put out that portion of the show individually as well, so you can check that out, the highlights of all 5 players. Great guys, great players, great athletes, and we're looking forward to seeing what they do on Friday night.